Hello, everyone. I'm Aspen. I'm an embodiment coach. I support people in creating freedom in their life through the lens of the body. And today I want to talk to you about overwhelm because I think it's something every single one of us can relate to and something that many of us struggle with. So, first, I want to give 10 very practical, tangible things that you can put into play in your life to support you when you get an overwhelm and also to support not getting into overwhelm in the first place. And then to offer a body practice to put it into our system. Because if we just think about things and understand things up here, we're not going to get to that depth of aliveness and freedom that we're really longing for. So, to begin, thinking about what is overwhelm for you? That flood, it's too much, I can't, it's too hard. You can feel frozen, you can feel stuck. Taking a breath, wiggling the body, and let's dive into some practical, tangible things we can do about it. So the first thing I'll offer, take back your morning. And I know this can be challenging. There's times in our lives where mornings, not really our own, right? New mamas, all of that. But as best as you can, think about how you begin your day. Because how you start your day reflects how your day will be, therefore how your life is. So giving yourself time in the morning to connect into your body, to feel sensations, to meditate, to drink water, to move the body, to go for a walk, to put your feet in the ground. Like there's so many different things you can do in the morning, and it honestly doesn't matter what it is. It matters that you're giving yourself time to connect to you. Not out there. So before you check into the inbox and check into Instagram, check into you first. There is bajillions of research, all of the stuff out there, right? Like, it's really important. And it can really support you in giving yourself a place to begin, a foundation in which to build on. Because if we move right into action and there's never an alignment first, then we are just walking reactions, and a lot of the times the results we're getting, not really what we wanted. So align first, and that can look like a million things, like I said. Meditation, journal, writing, moving the body, connecting to the breath, gratitude practice. A gratitude practice is a beautiful way to already start your nervous system on a good note, giving yourself a little bit of cushion for the rest of your day. Okay, number 2, break it down, write it down. So brain dump, get it all out there, write a big old list of all the things. Start to piece out what's priority, like what's really important. So thinking about important over urgent. So this is what really matters to me. Writing that down, writing everything down, getting it out on the page so it's not just up here circulating in your brain, making you crazy. And then another thing on top of that can really be supportive is block time. So we are not good at multitasking. We say we are. In our brains not so good at it. And so it takes a lot of energy and effort to try to multitask and to let our attention be drawn here. And it happens, right? Text messages, phone calls, emails, people, As best as you can, see if you can give yourself 50 solid minutes to just do this one thing, or this one chunk of time is dedicated to this section of my life, or whatever it is. And then, after those 50 minutes, give yourself 5 to 10 minutes that's actually like, okay, reset, downtime, go for a walk, get a drink of water, not consume more information, take a break, and see if that chunking out of your day helps, because it really can. It can really help you be more productive and decrease overwhelm because, it's just this that I'm focused on for this amount of time. Number 3, mindful transitions. So I'm going to give a free pocket practice, a downloadable audio practice to support in this called Release Tension, Set Intention, something like that I think is the title. So being mindful of our transitions. We can kind of start to compound energy as we go through our day, and there can be this snowball feeling, and you're just kind of tumbling forward and you're skimming the surface, and things feel really not so good. So mindful transitions. When you're done with one thing, give yourself a moment to release that energy, to do some movement, right? A great one is continuous movement in the shoulders, continuous movement in the face, to take some deep breaths, to stand up, to shake, to bounce. All of these things to give our body and system a chance to complete that energy, rinse the system, and then what is next? What's the intention? What is the next most important thing? Connecting back. So that then we're moving, once again, right? We're moving into the action from alignment. Starting to see a theme, huh? Okay, the next, number 4, downtime. Actual downtime, right? We rest with our screens playing some type of TV something and our phones scrolling, right? That's not downtime. It's not. So to give yourself actual downtime, put your feet up, turn off the screens, meditate, do a breath practice, go out in nature, lay on the grass, just have a cup of tea and not listen to anything. So actual downtime, giving your system a chance to, just like you would with your computer, right? You reset it, you reboot it so that it doesn't burn out. Do that for you. 5, this is one we don't think about, but it's super important. Give yourself time to feel every day. So we like to and become emotionally constipated, right? We'll just move on, don't need to feel it, keep going. And we've become so refined in these ways of not feeling, of contracting, of stiffening, of just over efforting and keep going. And we're rewarded for it, right? Like hustle, grit, persevere, just do it. So giving yourself time to feel. And this can look like literally what I'll do. I'll put on a song. I've got a playlist, an embodiment playlist. I'll put it below. Put on a song. And for that 5 minutes, just letting my body lead. If I want to throw a tantrum, I throw a tantrum. Scream into a pillow, cry, move, dance, get mad, push. Just to feel, and to feel things as energy, just energy. So when the narration and the story becomes really compelling and it's, why do I feel this way? And is it this because of that person? And maybe that means this. And maybe I should, just as a animal body, feeling energy. Permission to feel. And giving yourself that space. So at first it might feel really weird because we're not taught how to feel. Let's be real. And it might feel like this is duh. But over time, just like going to the gym, by giving yourself that sacred space, your body will start to trust you and to start to open, and you'll start to learn how to let it lead, how to follow that energy, how to feel, how to free, and how to come back. Okay, number 6, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Yeah, I had to. Okay, so this is to really tune into the thinking, to check in. Is it faulty thinking? Is it black and white? Is it all or nothing? Are you pulling up every single thing you've ever failed at and all the things that could go wrong, right? So to just notice, to tune into the thoughts, and as best as you can to notice them. So not, I am my thoughts, this is very true, this is very real. It's, what is the thinking? The thinking is, the thinking is, the thinking is. And to notice that. And then you have a choice. You can start to interrupt it. You can start to flip the script. You can set it aside and get some altitude and perspective. Change your physiology. Do something to start to undo that story. And I want to be clear here that that's not easy. And our thoughts aren't true as in that is 100% truth, but they are real in how they make us feel, in how they affect us, in how we choose to react to them or respond to them. And so getting into the body is the best way that I know how to do that. So feeling, moving, changing what's happening in this system creating mobility and flexibility in the body creates mobility and flexibility in the mind. So just to check, what am I thinking? And could I poke some holes in it? Could I flip it on its head? Could I get some perspective? And sometimes we need support with that. Okay, number 7, do one thing, just one thing. Yes. So when we're in overwhelm, it's like, there's like this immobility that can happen, right? Like deer in the headlights. So just do one thing. And that one thing can be so small. I put the running shoes on. I email this person. One doable action that can move you in the direction towards where you want to go. 0 to 1, really hard. 1 to 100, not so bad. So just do one thing. One thing. Doesn't have to be the right thing. One thing. Okay, number 8, say no. Practice saying no. So if you're one of those people, like me, that will do everything for everyone and say yes to everything, practice saying no. Delegate. Disappoint other people. A lot of the times when we're in overwhelm because we feel like we have to do everything on our own. Ask for support. Even if it's just to say, hey, I'm freaking out, man. I need some help. Like, I'm feeling this way, because we all know what this feels like. We all know what it feels like to be overwhelmed and to feel like we can't and that we're not capable and it's too much and it's always going to be too much and we always, right? We all know how that feels. And so to reach out for support, to say no to things, and if it's really hard to say no for you, you can practice that in your body. You can practice saying no, like in your embodiment practice, and like I have other resources, and if you have questions, like reach out to me. But that's one thing that really supported me, was when I could start to feel what no felt like, what boundaries felt like in my body. It became much more accessible for me in the moment when I'm in interaction with somebody. So just a little side note. We're almost done. 9, connect to what really matters, right? So this could be for a lot of things, but especially for overwhelm. Like, there's all these things and they all seem like so important. Life is not an emergency. And if we've learned anything in the last couple years, it's, what really matters? Is it that I get the house clean, or is it that I play with my 2-year-old? What really matters? And that can really simplify and distill a lot of things. You know, we make little things really big things. We take life so seriously. And at the end, you really want to be able to say, I lived true to myself. I allowed myself to be happy. I lived, right? Like these things that really matter. So connect back to what matters. And last, what's happening in your body? So of course, bringing it back to the body as I always do, noticing throughout the day what's happening in my body. Am I contracted, hunched? Does my face like this? Am I just like, ugh? I'm already putting my system into overwhelm by being in this shape. So being aware of the shape your body takes. So sometimes it's simply, you don't have to change it all from up here. You can change the body first. So can I lean back? Can I soften my shoulders? Can I take a breath? Can I soften my eyes? Does that already start to change my thoughts, my reality, my way of being? So to be aware that you have this whole other incredibly amazing, wise tool that you can use. You don't have to think your way out of overwhelm. You can shift your state in your body first to support that. So that being said, let's do a little body practice. Stand up. I'll meet you there. Okay, so we're going to put this into the body so you can feel as a body what it's like to be in overwhelm, move out of overwhelm, and ground it back down to the earth. Not so that you'll never get overwhelmed again or you'll get it perfect, you'll be all whole and healed forever. It's so that you have more choice, more possibility, and more freedom. So to begin, I want you to close your eyes and remember a time that you felt overwhelmed. So beginning to connect to that sense of it's too much, there's just too much to do, there's not enough time, that flood. And really bringing it into the body, bringing it into the mind. What does it feel like? Those times where it's just too much, you can't handle it, you're not capable, there's never going to be enough time, you don't even know where to start. And begin to notice what's happening in your body. What's happening in your chest, your belly. Noticing where you're tightening or contracting or holding or stiffening. Continue to breathe, which can feel weird, as you over effort whatever is happening in your body. So you're noticing where you're tightening, where you're contracting. You're noticing the shape your body is taking. And you're over efforting it just a little bit so you can really feel. We won't be here long. So my shoulders are coming in, my chest is tightening, my belly is really pulling up. What's happening in your face? Hold it for 5 more seconds, increasing the effort a little bit, getting to know what this is like. Take a full inhale. And on the exhale, slowly start to undo, start to soften where you felt tight. See if you can invite in some more breath, soften that area, deepening the breath, gently undoing, releasing the tension, softening the face, and allowing any movement that might naturally happen. Deepening the breath, letting out any sound, really paying attention to those areas that you felt were really tightening or where your attention was kind of drawn. Giving special attention to those, breathing, softening those areas, undoing, and now allowing the body to move a little. So letting go of that held energy. And if it feels like, I don't know what to do, start moving your shoulders, start moving your face, move your hips. We can really get like clenchy. So shake out those hips, shake out the feet. Ha! Big wide open mouth, make some sound. Ha! 3 more full deep breaths as you move your body. And now we're going to begin to just drop that energy. So all we're doing is lifting up on our toes and dropping our heels. Just a couple of inches up on the toes, drop the heels. That's it. And you're softening the upper body. Your gaze can be out and soft. You don't have to look at the screen. And you're opening up your vision so you can see your eyes are soft, you have your peripheral vision, and you're just finding a rhythm here. Dropping the energy and really feeling your feet and feeling yourself land. Breathing. Letting out some sound. And imagine the energy like you are a bag of sand and it's settling. It's settling down into your hips, into your pelvis, into your feet, and into the earth. Because when we get overwhelmed, right, the energy really rushes up and it's here and it's out. So bringing it back, shoulders over hips, strong back. Continuing this movement of just dropping the heels, taking a breath. And then find some stillness. You can have your eyes open or closed, but just tune into what's happening in your body. Noticing sensations, temperature, movement, And it's okay if it's weird and you don't feel anything and you don't know how to feel anything. Just open your curiosity and awareness into the body. What's here? And take a nice full deep inhale and exhale. Coming back into your space. And just notice what you notice. You can go back to that at any time. What we did was we felt and became aware of how we hold the energy of overwhelm in our bodies and how we can start to soften and release and let that energy move, complete its cycle, free, be incorporated, so that we're not in the shape of overwhelm moving about our life, right? We know that shape. We know what that feels like. Finding a new shape. And this is all through the body. So that's the really cool thing, is that when you start to train your body, then your body knows what to do. Your body can find this in the moment, even if up here it seems like impossible. So just like going to the gym, you're training your body to begin to feel the possibility, the choices, the freedom that you have. It's like the Navy SEALs quote, like you don't rise to the occasion, you sink to your level of training. So training the body, training the system so that you feel like you are empowered, you have possibility, you have choice. So that's my video on overwhelm. Let me know what you think. Let me know how that was for you. Let me know what you do when you're in overwhelm or what supports you. And if you're interested in any of the tons of other offerings I have, check out the website. Those free downloadable resources will be available in the show notes. And I do one-on-one coaching. I also have monthly memberships, tons of classes, all that jazz. So check all that out. And sending you so much love, loving your overwhelm, loving exactly where you are. And yes. Love beams from my heart to yours. Mwah.